The expansion of European nations as empires can be seen as the key cause of the World War I, because as countries like Britain and France expanded their empires, it resulted in increased tensions among European countries. And during the 18th to 19th centuries, imperialism was conducted differently from the explorations of the 15th to 16th centuries. The imperialism is the state policy, practice, or advocacy of extending power and dominance, especially by direct territorial acquisitions, overgoing political and economic control of other areas, often through employing hard power, especially military force, but also soft powers. The imperialism is the idea that one country has the right to conquer another country and put the territory under its control and influence. Imperialism results from a complex of causes in which varying degrees, economic pressure, human aggressiveness and greed, the search for security, and the drive for power and prestige, nationalist emotions, humanitarians, and the many other factors are affected. And during the new period of imperialism, the Europeans demanded more influence over the economic, political, and the social lives of the people. They are determined to shape the economies of the land to benefit European economies. They also wanted the people to adopt European customs. Each European nations had certain policies and goals for establishing colonies. To establish control of an area, Europeans used different techniques. Over time, four forms of colonial control emerged: the colony, protectorate, the sphere of the influence, and the economic imperialism. In practice, gaining control of an area might have involved use of several of these forms. The colony. A country or a territory governed internally by a foreign power. For example, Somaliland in East Africa was a French colony. The second is the protectorate. A country or a territory with its own internal government but under the control of an outside power. For example, is when British established a protectorate over the Niger River Delta. The third is the sphere of influence. It is an area in which an outside power claims exclusive investment or trading privileges. Example is the when Liberia was under the sphere of the influence of the United States. And lastly, the economic imperialism. It is an independent but less developed country controlled by a private business interest rather than other government. For example, when the Dolly Fruit Company controlled pineapple trade in Hawaii. And today, the term imperialism is commonly used in international propaganda to denounce and discredit an opponent's foreign policy. International organizations, including the United Nations, attempt to maintain peace using measures such as collective security arrangement and aid to developing countries. And that is the video for today's. Thank you and God bless.